Who is liable for collisions in space orbit? Have you ever wondered what happens if two spacecraft collide in the vastness of space? It's a question that carries significant weight in the realm of space law. Understanding who is liable for these collisions is essential for both space agencies and private companies venturing into orbit. Liability for collisions in space is primarily governed by international space law, particularly the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 and the Liability Convention. These agreements set the stage for how responsibility is assigned when things go wrong in orbit. The term launching state is key here. This refers to the country that launches or arranges the launch of a space object. According to these treaties, the launching state is responsible for any damage caused by its space objects. There are two main types of liability depending on where the damage occurs. First, there is absolute liability for damage that happens on Earth. If a space object causes harm on the surface or to aircraft in flight, the launching state must compensate for that damage, regardless of fault or negligence. This means that if a satellite crashes into a building, the country that launched it is on the hook for the costs. On the other hand, when it comes to damage occurring in outer space, the rules change. Here, the launching state is only liable if the damage is due to its fault or the fault of individuals it is responsible for. This means that proving negligence or wrongful conduct is necessary to establish liability. What if multiple countries work together to launch a spacecraft? In that case, they share joint and several liability. This means they can be held responsible collectively or individually for any damage caused. When a collision does occur, claims for compensation must go through diplomatic channels. If those discussions do not lead to a resolution, the matter can be referred to a claims commission. The decision made by this commission is final if both parties agree to it. For astronauts and mission planners, this legal framework highlights the importance of rigorous training and strict operational procedures. They must follow protocols for maneuvering spacecraft and tracking debris to avoid collisions. The complexity of space operations requires international cooperation and adherence to safety standards to protect both human spaceflight and satellite infrastructure. In summary, liability for collisions in space rests with the launching state or states. Absolute liability applies on Earth, while fault-based liability applies in outer space. This legal responsibility emphasizes the need for careful planning and training to minimize risks in the ever-expanding frontier of space.